All right, Shalom, Shalom. All praises to Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the other apostles, the bishops, and elders of JMS who as well. Peace and salutations to the elect. My name is Aina. The title of this video is Thine enemies shall be found liars unto thee. Right? And basically, through the spirit of and power of Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai, Most High has poured his spirit upon all flesh, right? And shameful spirit gets only the devil's glories, and they're being found out to be liars to the world, right? So the world is gonna hate them, you know, a lot. Let me grab Biggs Obadiah. Slack, let me find this one scripture right here. See, Edom will be humbled. Obadiah 1:1. It says the vision of Obadiah. Thus said the Lord, Yahweh Bashmi Yahushua concerning Edom. We have heard a rumor from the Lord Yahweh, an ambassador sent among the heathen. Arise, ye, and let us rise up against her in battle. Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen, thou art greatly despised. Right? So this is the message. The Most High Yahweh Bashmi Yahushua has made Esau low, right? And he's greatly despised in the earth, right? And this devil is being found out to be that same devil, from times past, back in the history, back in, the earlier stages of the world, where he was a chase, from among men, right? So basically he's been found out to be that same devil, right? The Most High Yahweh has poured his spirit out upon all flesh. They're causing their own tongue to fall upon themselves, right? Also, Esau, Edom, seeking deep to hide his counsel, right? And it's all coming out though, right? So I want to grab these few scriptures. Psalms 58:3. It says, "The wicked are estranged from the womb; they go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies." Right. Job 9:24 says, "The earth is given into the hand of the wicked." Right. And we know now that the JWOs pretty much run America. Well, we the prophets understand and know that the banking elites, the JWOs run the whole world. Right. But people are now realizing that these JWOs are running America, and pretty soon they'll know more than that. Because it's all coming out. Isaiah 32 and 5. It says, "The vile person shall no more be called liberal, nor the troll said to be bountiful. For the vile person will speak villainy, and his heart will work iniquity to practice hypocrisy." Right? They go on about this, the who is the NAZI or whatever. Can't really say it. But anyway, for the vile person will speak villainy, his heart will work iniquity to practice hypocrisy and to utter error against the Lord Yahweh, to make empty the souls of the hungry, and he will cause the drink of the thirsty to fail. It says the instruments also the troll are evil. He devises wicked devices to destroy the poor with lying words, even when the needy speak right. And this speaks volume right now, because this is what's being found out. The October 7th attack was a false flag event by Israel.
All stations. I don't know why. I don't know how. Something along those lines. No patrol on the fence. And this was at 5:20 in the morning. All stations are to hold their positions. And sure enough, an hour later, at 6:30 a.m., suddenly sirens. So you know how we said October 7th, when Hamas attacked Israel, that was actually at least half engineered by Benjamin Netanyahu, because he made sure that Hamas, which is the way more radical and militant group in Palestine, was the one that was funded over the PLO, which were secular and not as militaristic. So he wanted to make sure Hamas was propped up so that they could always say, we can't negotiate, they're terrorists. So he made sure they kept funding Hamas and not the PLO. And so when the attack happened, where were they? Where the most surveilled place in the world is Gaza, and Israel didn't respond for hours and hours to the attacks.
Tiny Israel, not a lot of distance to drive.
That's a very tiny
The IDF
country.
told the ravers to go ahead. It's totally cool to rave next to the concentration
That's
camp.
right. Even though the security people warned the Israel military we shouldn't have this rave, they said, go ahead with it, because they wanted this to happen so they could use this as a pretext, the October 7th attacks, to go in and wipe out the people of Gaza and take over their land. That's what this was always about.
Israelis know this, by the way, but they'll hide.
And not only was it fake, but a lot of the Americans is going to be grafted over into this war that Israel is dragging y'all into. Right, and Israel has been dragging y'all into everything, right? And this is y'all downfall, right? and Tawali Yahweh Bashim Shad, right? This is Jeremiah 50:45. It says, therefore, hear ye the counsel of the Lord Yahweh Bashim Shad that he have taken against Babylon, right, which is America, and his purposes that he hath proposed against the land of the Chaldeans. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitation desolate with them. So Israel is going to cause America to be burnt up with fire, right? And also those Ukrainians over there, they're Israel. They're JOOs too, right? And they're being, have to being protected too, the same as Israel. But it's Israel that's going to draw them out, that land over there. They're going to be drawn out to the Middle East, right? The Levant region for World War III, and we can already see that happening. But it's Israel that dragged you Americans, into that. I think it's Jeremiah 51. Let's see. It's Joel 2, real quick. Right, and you go check this video out. That's what I'm playing here on YouTube. It says Joel 2:20. It says, but I will remove far off from you the northern army. This is the American army, and will drive them into a land barren and desolate. Where is that over there? Israel, Levant region, with his face toward the east sea and his inner part towards the utmost sea, and his stink shall come up, and all his ill savor shall come up, because he have done great things. Right? Because what's that? It's talking about he's going to die over in the Levant region, away from your home. So these things are prophesied to happen.
From you because they still want your money.
So here, Israel Exposed tweets out this video of this IDF soldier telling the truth about it. He says that we received orders from the Golani Brigade commander on October 7th to cancel all patrols along the Gaza border from 5:20 a.m. to 9 a.m. Israeli soldier testifies to the Knesset committee. So they were told to stand down. And let's listen to it. So I'm just going to play this. Newsfist Happening TV got the English translation of this. So you can turn this down and I'll just say it. So 6:30 in the morning on October 7th, you're at the outpost. For us, October 7th starts before 6:30, says this guy. I was a soldier in the mortar platoon of the Golani Brigade's 13th Battalion. And that night, myself, Yoram Sur, and Sergeant Tamar Ben Yehuda, may he rest in peace, the three of us were pulling an all-nighter on Sabbath and holidays. We let ourselves pull an all-nighter until the dawn stand to. And we in the mortar platoon have time to sleep until the next stand to. So at 5:20 a.m., we were sitting by the radio so as not to wake the radio operator. And my deputy battalion commander, who was also seriously injured, and thank God he survived, suddenly gets on the radio with a strange message. All stations, I don't know why, I don't know how, something along those lines. No patrol on the fence. And this was at 5:20 in the morning. All stations are to hold their positions. So in terms of ground forces, we don't have anything. Hang on, let me back this up. So in terms of ground forces and OREV, we don't have anything significant. The brigade issued a directive for our forces pending a situation assessment until 9 a.m. So they're given a directive to stand down. Don't go do your patrols. Why would they do that? Wait, I can't.
There's a bunch of them saying it.
What's that?
There's a bunch of IDF saying this when this happened. This is the most surveilled place on earth.
Yes.
How in the hell would this happen? It's all people from the IDF going, what is this?
What exactly? So no vehicle is to approach Burma. I'll say it again, until 9 in the morning, pending the situation assessment, no vehicle is to go down to Burma. We're in rear staging areas, a brigade level arrangement. I don't know exactly why. I don't ask too many questions. That's the directive. That's what we do. A little before it all begins, and Tomer gives us this look like, what? And we're simple soldiers, just combatants, not commanders or officers who can ask questions. So when they were given this directive to not do your patrol and stand down, they were looking at each other like, what? But they're not officers, so they just have to follow orders. That's what he's saying. It's an order from the deputy. It's an order from the deputy battalion chief, deputy battalion commander. We take orders and don't ask questions. A routine passing of an order. And sure enough, an hour later, at 6:30 a.m., suddenly sirens. I've been living with this since October 7th. That's what he says. And I was very afraid to talk about this. And when I got to the Knesset, which is like the Israeli parliament, when I got to the Knesset, it was after a period when I asked some senior army officers what actually happened. And there were some who initially told me, listen, there was a sniper threat from Nukba on the fence. So we didn't want to send soldiers so they wouldn't get hit. So that's a lie. And then over time, it kind of dawned on me. And I said, wait, if there's a sniper threat, how can it be that I, who am only 200 meters from the fence, how can it be that I am only 200 meters from the fence, don't know that there's a threat? So if there really is.
Yeah, so what we're seeing here is all lies, right? All lies from these devils, you know? This is Deuteronomy 33 and 29. It says, happy art thou, O Israel, who is like unto thee, O people saved by the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, the shield of thy help, and who is the sword of thy excellence. And thine enemies shall be found liars unto thee, and thou shalt tread upon their high places. All right, shalom to those elect, which consists of men, women, and children. Shalom.